Hi, how you doing? I took some footage this summer and I wasn't really sure what to do with it. I took it because my wife really enjoys sunflowers. I kind of like them too. They're a beautiful plant. But anyway, shout out to my wife. This video is for you because you like sunflowers. And to her twin sisters who also like sunflowers. Uh, when they first moved here, they hadn't seen sunflowers before. And they were kind of shocked by these fields with these big blooms that you see on sunflowers. Throughout the Midwest, you'll come across sunflowers growing in the fields, and they're quite attractive and they're just vibrant and big. But anyway, uh, I'm going to tell you something about them that I didn't know until I started doing this video. I had assumed the wrong thing about sunflowers. I assumed where they came from, and I was totally wrong because something one of the farmers that first started growing them up here told me. They were kind of half right about it, but yeah, when you assume things, you're not always right. Now, I'm no expert on this subject, but what I learned I'm going to share with you, and then you can find out more about it yourself. Yeah, as you can see in this video, the fields are just glowing. They're beautiful. Uh, when I was a kid, my dad rented out some farmland to a farmer, and first time we'd really seen them up close was they were growing in our on our land, and we also had a friend who put his beehives on our property and then paid us by giving us honey. Well, that year the honey that we got was extremely dark, and it was because the bees were visiting the sunflowers, and the flavor of the honey was way different. And that was really interesting to me. I've never tasted honey like that since. I don't know if there's any honey out there. Maybe there is. I haven't really looked, but maybe I ought to. It has that really wild, dark taste, and it comes from sunflowers. But back to where sunflowers came from. And this is wild. It's a really unusual story. Uh, so I assumed they came from Russia, which in fact they did, um, in a certain way, but that's not the beginning of the story. The beginning of the story is that sunflowers came from, I guess, Central America, North America. Um, the conquistadors, I'm assuming, were the ones, like a lot of things, they found it where they were and they imported it back to Spain. Well, from Spain, it made it to Europe, and from Europe, I believe it was Peter the Great started cultivating it. And I mean, if you look today, you'll see that it's a part of Russian cuisine. Sunflowers are real big in Russia. They grow them there, and people eat them way different than we do here. They use them way different than we do here. Anyway, that's a whole nother thing. If you want to look into that, by all means, that's kind of interesting too. I might look into that. But as you can see on this map that I just put on here, um, they went from Mexico, Central America in 1510 to back to Spain, and then from there to Europe, and then from there to Holland, and then from Holland to Russia. And cultivation begins there. And I'm assuming because of the normal northern climate of Russia, they developed these types of cultivars or genetics that we see today. And from there, they made it to the north part of the United States and Canada. And yeah, and that all happened I guess the first time I saw them, it might have happened earlier than that. I don't really know. But the first time I remember seeing sunflowers was back in the 70s. And I thought it was really unusual. But ever since, they've been growing up here, and they're a normal crop. They get rotated quite a bit. I don't know why that is. Maybe they drain the soil, but yeah, they're here, and it's something nice to see. If you see them in the field, take the time, stop, and take a look, because one of the interesting things, and not every time, but a lot of times, you can watch the head of the sunflower follow the sun. So in the morning, it's the sunflower is facing the sun in the east, and as the sun moves, it's facing towards the south at noontime, and then by the evening, it's facing towards the west. Uh, I don't know for sure. I don't know if that's why they're called sunflowers, but it's interesting to watch. Uh, yeah, and there's all kinds. There's oil sunflowers, there's eating sunflowers. Um, but yeah, that's the story. I'm not going to dig into it too deep. I just wanted to share some photos and some video that I captured, and what I discovered in my journey doing something that my wife enjoys. So, and I'm sharing it with you. I hope you like it. If you do, hit subscribe, and by all means, hit the like button. And I don't know, if you want to, you can share the video. If you think I'm out to lunch, let me know. I don't mind. If I said something wrong, let me know. I think I got it right. I looked it up, and I'm sharing it with you because I don't think a lot of people know this. It's out there. You can find it, but who talks about farm commodities except farmers? But here we are. We're talking about it. It's something unusual that you'll see in the fields. It's not that unusual, but it's if you haven't seen it, it's quite shocking when you see them. They're big and bold, big and bold sunflowers out in the fields. So, uh, yeah, have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.